All right, so the DBD Walking Dead patch is finally here, and much to my chagrin, they actually buffed the fog vials. I can't believe it. So now instead of having 33% opacity, they have 40% opacity. But they did receive a few little nerfs. It only has an 8-meter radius, right? But they also changed the ultra rare add-on, the potent extract, which used to take it up to 66%. Now it only takes it up to 50%. And then it also decreases the duration by 50% and the size by 25%. So my main problem with this is that it basically removes the range from a ranged killer, right? Huntress already struggles on a lot of maps because they're just so fucking cluttered. Like we've taken a look at old school maps in the past with the older versions of Dead by Daylight. Super open, super huge lines of sight. And then you compare that now, maps are so cluttered, like your options are just so minuscule for snipes and long-range shots. And now, if the survivor hears you charging your full power hatchet, just drop a smoke bomb. And there's no reason not to, because it comes back every 60 seconds or 55 seconds with an add-on. So you can easily get this 10 to 12 times a game. A survivor runs out into a dead zone, doesn't matter, fog vial. A survivor gets caught out in the open, doesn't matter, fog vial. It just doesn't matter at all. You can't land a hit with a hatchet through these things because you can't see them at all whatsoever. Like, you just have to kind of predict it, right? It's going to make for some cool shots if you do hit a survivor in a smoke cloud, for sure. But each patch, I just can't help but notice each patch, each change this game receives is stacking the odds against Huntress more and more and more. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. And I wanted to go to the maps real quick, too. So this is I don't know where these add-ons came from, so I'm guessing they just pick one of your add-on slots at random and give you an equal amount. Because obviously I leveled up Leon 10 times. Like, I just gave him 10 levels, not even a single prestige, and I got 26 crimson stamps. So I'm not sure where all of these came from. They just gave them to me randomly. I'm assuming I had 144 purple items for maps because I never use maps. I don't know. But something I did notice is that the event map, the Blood Sense map, actually has 8 charges by default compared to the annotated map, which is the best map that's non-event, which has 6 charges. So event maps have an additional 2 charges for free, which I think is pretty crazy. So you could combine that with, let's say, Gnarled Compass to have 10 charges. So you could have 10 charges, and then you combine it with Crimson Stamp, so that way you can drop a beam of light at a loop, and you can see the killer's aura and prevent mind games entirely for 10 seconds. And then you can combine that with Built to Last, so you could do that. You could essentially have 60 seconds of aura reading on a killer at a loop with Built to Last and the Blood Sense map and add-ons, things like that. It's kind of crazy. But also, I wanted to go over the fact that they absolutely gutted... Wait. No. Oh, yeah. The new Survivor perks. Apocalyptic Ingenuity got changed to 4 seconds. It was 8 seconds, so now you have to rummage through 2 chests and then spend 4 seconds building a pallet. I think 8 was totally fine. I don't know why they switched it to 4. 4 concerns me because now maybe they could build a pallet and stun you by the time you pick up. It just depends, you know. It really depends. I think it's time that they probably add the ability to let killers cancel pickups. You can cancel kicking a Jinn. You can't cancel kicking a pallet. I think you should be able to cancel picking up a survivor, honestly. Maybe you cancel picking up a survivor, and it'll put them at 99% recovery or something like that, you know. So that way somebody can one-tap them and pick them up. So, yeah, none of the other Rick perks have changed. Michonne's perk hasn't been changed at all. Heal one survivor. 25% recovery progress, you get up, recover instantly, and you run for 30 seconds to go back down. I'm assuming, unless, because it's looking like, it doesn't say you go back down, but whatever. So we'll have to check that one out, actually. Last Stand got a change. After spending 90 seconds, was 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius while not in chase. You fast fall, you stun them for 3 seconds, and when they're within 2.5 meters. This perk is absolutely batshit insane still. People are trying to sleep on it. That's a funny thing that the community often does. they're not good enough to utilize perks, so they think that they're bad, right? Like, Duty of Care is a strong perk. Duty of Care is a very, very strong, very good perk, but people can't utilize it. People are often very selfish and want to run selfish perks, so a good perk, an overpowered perk, doesn't get used, unfortunately. And that might be the same thing with Last Stand, which is good for killers, but basically you're guaranteed to get value every single time. I don't know why you would not run this perk. It is an S tier perk for sure. You can literally get saves with it for free. Like, a teammate just has to go down near a pallet, and then you can drop the pallet as they're picking up and then vault and get the save. Or you could combine it with Finesse and Lithe and vault the pallet, stun them, and gain huge distance. It's going to be a permanent run for me, honestly. It's just too good of a perk not to. I think people are really sleeping on it a lot, but maybe I'm overrating it. I don't know. I think it's great. Clown did get gutted. I can't believe they went through with this, even after Arinad made like 2-hour-long videos about it, saying how bad of an idea it was. So, increase the haste to 12% was 10. Decreases the activation time to 1 was 2. So, Arinad didn't like that because it feels like he has to puppy guard the yellows now to prevent the survivors from getting them. They went through with it anyways. Decrease the hindered effect to 14% was 15. This is actually a buff from the PTB. The PTB was 12%. Decrease the hindered effect linger time to 1 second was 2. So this is I think the biggest thing that Arinad was complaining about. And I agree, because I played Clown on the PTB. I'd never played Clown before. I hit people with my pink bottles, and I was like, is this broken right now? I thought they accidentally set the value to 0, because it seems like it doesn't do anything at all. 1 second of hindered. 1 second of 14% hindered is irrelevant. I have no clue what they were thinking, nerfing an already bad killer. That's Dead by Daylight for you, you know. You can't really expect them to be on top of everything. The Knight got his nerfs removed, thankfully. He had this thing to where the Jailer's banner would spawn in like 2 seconds flat, so the survivor could just literally double back and grab the banner. So you would essentially have no power all game. And he got to keep the buffs, even though they removed the nerfs. So 38 meter patrol path now, 15 meters per second, 2 times acceleration. Strafing speed is 100%. Right, which Zimpixie actually didn't like because she thought it removed skill expression. You know, I'm not a Knight main, but I disagree. I don't know, I just think it's kind of weird how certain people want characters to be very difficult for whatever reason. Like, there was no reason, in my opinion, to have his strafing be that horrible when he's drawing his path. That's not skill expression, that's just clunky and obnoxiously difficult, you know. But it is what it is, you know, to each their own, I guess. I like the new strafing system. Makes it a lot easier and much more intuitive to use. Killer perks. Again, I want to smoke whatever the devs at Behavior are smoking. They changed Insidious to activate in 1 second instead of 2. That does nothing. That's not going to change his pick rate at all whatsoever. That's not why people were not picking it. Nobody's picking it because it's a trash-ass perk. Who's ever going to pick Insidious besides Basement and Bubba? No one. Not a single person. You just buffed the perk for him. You needed to change it entirely like you did Overwhelming Presence. You did a good job with Overwhelming Presence. When a survivor starts using an item within 32 meters of you, they're exhausted for 15 seconds. When a survivor within 32 meters of you gains exhausted, you see their aura for 4 seconds. This perk has a 25-second cooldown. So, if 4 survivors are within 32 meters of you and they all click their flashlights at the same time, all of them will be exhausted, and the one who's closest to you will have their aura revealed for 4 seconds. This is a phenomenal perk. I think this is great. And then they gutted Franklin's Demise. Don't know why you do that. No longer causes items to lose their charge over time. Then again, any means necessary decrease the time it takes to raise a pallet. 3 seconds was 4 seconds. Like, who asked? Who cares? Who decided that this was, you know, why aren't players using any means necessary? Could it be that they just don't value a good perk? Could it be that they just see killers kick pallets instantly? No, it's because it's 4 seconds instead of 3. That's the problem. Survivors just looking like, oh, I would use any means necessary, but it's 4 seconds. It's 4. That's just way too long. And then they see the buff. 3. Oh, whoa. Let me hold the phone. This is a goated perk. I'm using this for sure now. Like, what are you guys doing? That works. Changing the values on perks Works for some perks. It works for some perks. Not all perks. Stop it. Like, still sight? Decreased time it takes to activate to 2 seconds. What's for? This is batshit insane. Changing the values on this will change its usage rate. So now you're talking about, instead of holding still for 4 seconds to getting to see the killer's aura within 24 meters, now it's 2 seconds. And it can be combined with open-handed. So you can literally hold a check spot and you are unbeatable. You cannot be mind gamed. You can start pre-running the check spots. This is going to be a big problem on good survivors. A huge problem. Then they buffed a bunch of other perks that didn't need it. First time you deplete an item, you see the killer's aura for 8 seconds with Streetwise. Charges received from chests are 80% additional charges, which is interesting. So that means, I guess, Commodious Toolbox, instead of having 32 charges, would have 54 charges, right? Something like that, 58 charges, which is definitely interesting. And very strong. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. This is definitely going to be an interesting patch for sure. 10-second smoke or 50-second smoke bombs, 60-second, I guess. 10 smoke bombs a game was what I was trying to say. Maps with aura readings that prevent mind games. Still sight, preventing mind games. Conviction. Wait, let's check conviction real quick too. Make sure that you still go down. I'm pretty sure you do. They just forgot to add it. Oh, I guess we got to go to custom game, don't we, real quick? Let's make sure that that's still the same. Custom game, switch to survivor. Michonne. Where's her perks at? Okay, whatever. I have them now. Michonne. Okay, last name. Oh, nope. Conviction. Yep. You're broken and go down again. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that does it for this one. Thanks for watching. And I guess we'll see how this patch goes. This seems scary, but that does it for this one. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.